I'm not gonna lie with you guys. I really don't know what's going on with the camera today, almost like a cartoon character. I'm trying to figure this out. We got a lot of work to do, guys. We have a lot of work to do. So I'm gonna need you guys to be patient while Big Daddy gets his show ready. Tito, you're the most attentive person I know. You're so attentive. Jared, competitive. Heidi, Tyler, very competitive. Another Tyler? You guys have to fight for sure. Keeping It Real has been sexually harassing me in my DMs recently. Very inappropriate. I've got so much good shit for you guys today. It's like, what are we going to do with all this cool information? The fuck? I mean, I watched something the other day that I find to be comical. Supposedly, the Empire State Building was built in a year, and it was talking in reference of just it takes people to construct things now. It's just such a crock of shit. If that's true, it's heartbreaking. Like, why does the United States have to be so lame with all these rules? I remember during there's something called the California Incline. Oh, yes. I got to show you guys this. You guys know that I love just bringing up why people have to stop playing with animals so much. I do it once a week. This one is great. Look at this kid. God dang, dude. Chicks and horses and people thinking that they can hang out with animals are my favorite. Look at that. Full-blown neck blast to this child. He picks him back up like nothing happened. But damn. I mean, they knocked the name out of that kid. He's a new name now. He's got one. God, love that. All right, so what we were talking about earlier, watch this. This is a bunch of ants figuring out how to move like this like small like eye T-bar through this little maze, which is fascinating. And if you come to California and you go and look at somebody trying to do like basic road construction, it takes these idiots like years to shovel some dirt from like one side of the road to the next side of the road. Then a dude with a broom comes over, and then they all stand around and watch some guy in like a little thing, like a little like scooper. Holy shit. But I was reading something the other day. Supposedly, the Empire State Building took like a year to erect, which is just insane. And then you got these ants just basically doing it in like 5 seconds. Nowadays, you couldn't get anything done. Nothing. I'll go back to what I was doing before I got distracted by that awesome deer plowing through that kid. Oh. Who misses old Tiger Woods? I got some notes on that. Oh, that one's a good one too. I was going to talk about New Year's goals with you guys. Some of my old New Year's goals. And just wrap it up with you guys. Just wrap it up. End of the year. Oh my God, there's so many of these. Sorry, guys. You're just going to have to be patient. You're going to have to talk amongst yourselves. Because there's like 500 of these things that I brought up because I haven't been doing this very much lately. And I'm addicted. I'm addicted to cool stories to make your guys' lives better. Kyle, what would you how do you recommend starting and putting a training plan together? Ooh. Well, I can't do these things. First of all, making a training plan is all about addressing a goal. It's a mathematical problem. Like, let's just say it's to squat 500 pounds or it's to run a sub 3 hour marathon. What you want to do is basically, let's just say you're at 350 pounds for your back squat right now, and you want to hit 500 pounds. A very well thought out plan should be able to add about 5 pounds a week minus about 5 weeks out of the year. So you could basically, if you're really lucky, you could probably add 100 pounds to your back squat a year, especially as like a new person. And then maybe beyond that first year, you're looking at them anywhere between like 30 and 50 pounds a year until like you reach the very max of your potential. So what you want to do is basically divide it out by the weeks of your supposed progression and then build from there. Like I tell a lot of people when I go for a world record, I need 300 hours worth of training to have that peak. And if you look at like athletic dominance in sports, it's usually divided by hours. These guys are doing, usually anywhere between 700 to 1,000 hours a year of training at the most elite level in sport, depending on what you're doing. And you just divide it out. And like if I want to hit 300 hours, it's about 4 months, 4.5 months, maybe, depending on what's happening with me at the time. And you just got to build it out. And then you want to look at having 1 to 2 specific days that are really tackling your goal. And then everything else throughout the week is just to prepare you for the goal. It's to support the goal. You have to forget about the other days in the week. Otherwise, you'll just end up crushing yourself if you're just trying to hone your craft at an intense level. The only way to have adaptations is through very specific work and very intense work. And intense work can mean very long or it can be very short and very hard. So that's how you build a program. So like if your goal is like a sub 60 Hyrox and you're at a 70, like you have to look at potentially pulling off 10 seconds a week to 15 seconds a week over however much time. It could take you 6 months, take you a little bit longer. But yeah, that's how you do it. You also have to have just like relatable goals. Do not look at saying I'm going to run a sub 220 marathon when you've never even done 3. So that's important. Like the amount of people that I see that want to just like absolutely annihilate and be an elite 15 after doing like 1 open Hyrox is crazy. So got to let kids touch the stove so that they can learn. That's right. That's right. That kid had it coming, dude. What are my opinions on Kratom? Kratom is basically a secondhand version of dope. I mean, you got to understand it's another organic substance that doesn't have as addictive properties as opium, but it's still not that good. There was a bunch of guys in Malibu that I know that were taking this blue shot. Let's just see here if I can find it. Blue. Yeah, I want to leave the site and it's not going to be saved. Don't be a dick. Oh, you guys still there? Something just happened. My internet's crashing. Yeah. So check this out. There was a bunch of dudes that I know that were taking this thing right here, Botanic Tonics, and they were taking these Kratom shots all the time when I was hanging out with them. And I'm like, they're like, yeah, man, it makes me feel so good. I'm like, well, that's because it's kind of like dope. Like it's meant to be like an opportunity for people to get off this stuff, get off the dope. And now it's one of these kind of things where, shit. Give me 30 seconds, guys. I'm going to mute myself. I don't even know how I can do this. Hello. What's going on? No, no, that's perfect, dude. Rock and roll. I'm in the middle of a podcast right now, so I got to jump. Bye. I'll explain that in a second, guys. It's Santa Claus. He was a little late, but not good. I mean, listen, I don't know enough about these companies. I'm sure they definitely do some good things for people, but be careful. X Endurance sodium bicarbonate, it does its job. It does its job. I mean, your options beta alanine, sodium bicarbonate. There's also this bicarb by Morton. Lots of options. Lots of options, guys. By the way, I'm getting a new ice bath today because I will say something you guys got to be really, really careful with. A lot of these companies are making these ice bath machines, and they are basically just going on, creating a Shopify account. They're like, oh, here we go. Like mass production ice baths from China. Let's just see if I can set this up on my own. So customizable, made in China ice tub supplier. So they're probably just going in here and buying like set pieces, and then they put their logo right there on it, and then they sell it to you, and they mass buy it, and they just put their name on it, and they send it out to you, and then it ends up just being a freaking nightmare, dude. So be careful you don't get caught up in that shit. Hope you guys all have the most merriest of Christmases. Hope you didn't buy one. Yeah. What does your heart rate get down to in the middle of the night? Don't talk to me about that, Joey Pisterson, piss bagger, piss butt. Nobody can pronounce your name anyways. Whatever, dude. Whatever. So this is crazy. I found this. This is what I wrote last year for my goals. And I journal. And this was a very weird year for me this last year. So after World Championships last year, I had won the world title, set a world record. This is like last year, 2023. And, I was not like in a financial position where all of a sudden I was Oprah rich. I had a lot, but I didn't like have an enormous amount. And for some reason, I just wanted to like get into a position where I was just like, I'm going to crush the world this next year, and I'm going to just basically become Oprah rich. So here are my athletic goals. Like, here are my goals, 5 goals that I put down and I put on my wall for last year, 2024. 1 was athletic domination. 2 was my builder empire. 3 was write a book. 4 was buy a supercar at 35. And then 5 was buy a castle. I got almost all of this stuff done except for number 1. I kind of let go of number 1 and I focused on all of my monetary goals, and I built pretty much everything that I wanted, and I lost the number 1 goal in the process. And I recognized over this last year, it's like, do not give up what you have for something that you think that you want. Like, we all have to have goals and aspirations, but it's not necessarily going to be what you want on the other side. You have to be willing to make that deal with yourself and accept the consequences. And this last year, I became much more financially, stable in the way that like the businesses grew a lot. I got much bigger athletic partnerships. I was able to take over the entirety of the ranch, where now I have the podcast studio, the gym, the apartment. I have basically everything all turfed out. Like, I built myself the castle, and it was crazy. Like, on paper, you'd be like, yes, you got almost everything that you wanted, except for the number 1 thing that I wanted. I left that. And I think a lot of that was just not really paying attention to what my number 1 goal was, because I had my eyes on so many other things and I lost touch with myself. So I would say going into this next year, I am going to minimize my goals a lot. I'm going to focus on 2 things, and I'm going to allow anything else that shows up to be a part of it, but I'm not going to let it be this thing that takes so much of my life. And we did the house end of year goal setting conversation, and I told everybody, I don't want myself or anybody to go into this next year with a vision of themselves where I don't want to see the next person next time I see you, the same person. I want to see somebody who's new, not necessarily visually, but from a mental standpoint, a physical standpoint, whatever it may be. It's got to be drastic enough to know that like you had to go through a real transformation to get there. And also like it outwardly needs to echo into your environment, meaning the people around you. Because I will say, like, we all need to be somewhat of beacons to each other. Like, I try my very, very best with my team to show that I can show up for work and I can show up physically at a very, very high level. And I'm not going to be this person that sets aside all these complaints and says, well, I'm just too busy. Well, I don't have enough time to do that. Like, we all have so much time. If you look at your phone, you look at your screen time, it's depressing where we probably all really stand when it comes to that. So, when it comes to goal setting, I think this year for me is definitely just number one. I'm going to get my athletic domination back. I'm going to set everything to the side in a place where it's safe, and I'm going to focus on that. And I've already started that journey and the backside of this year, and it's been awesome. Um, Secondly, I am just going to allow myself. Did I just lose you guys? Fuck. This internet blows. Dude, Heidi, you have an actual competition. There's a woman named Renee Pape. We never have girls here. We have 3 girls here. My goal for the podcast is to have at least 5 girls per episode. Okay, Rasmus. And I would say the other thing is I'm just going to allow things to fall into place at a very consistent incremental growth. And I really need to have anything added. It's just going to show up. Like a river is going to run. You don't need to push it down, and it's going to go. So that's where I'm gonna let it do. Everything else is just going to be basically following the river of what I'm doing with my athletics. And yeah, it's gonna be a big difference for me. So that's gonna be my shift. And that's my promise to you guys. And anybody who's part of my circle, don't let me get caught up in too much other shit because it's exhausting. It's a freaking headache, dude. But one of the goals I want to talk to you guys about is check this out. So I've been looking at this for a while. You guys are going to be turned up about this. And no joke, I'm like within a stone's throw of being able to pull this off. Oh, what are we doing here, Hunter? What's happening? What are we looking at? Take your sweet fucking time, computer. Dude, something happened to our internet in the past like day, and it's been sucking ass. Record type. Let's go world, because I don't care about regions. Let's go, what's that? Skierg. Let's go, what's that? Oh, marathon. So check this out. Wait, what the fuck is this? Search. Take your sweet time, why don't you? So, guys, the world record in the ski is held by this guy named Andreas Nygaard. It's a 1:48 pace for 2 hours and 28 minutes. He's from Norway. Supposedly, he's like a skier champion. Let's see here. We're going to put him into here. I've been stalking this guy. Whatever. He's got a nice smile. Look at him. He's happy. Not as happy as I am, though. He's 6'4". I'm not going to lie. I will say that's a little bit bigger than I am. Let's see some stats on this dude. Not that impressive. I don't even know what these stats mean. They're obviously points, but popular. What the fuck is this stuff? This isn't a stat. I blew it. But guys, I've been looking at this, and basically, he's ranked number 4. Shit. What does he got here? His height, he's tall, 90 kilos. That's a big boy. That's a big boy. I don't know what all this shit means. I thought I was going to tell you guys some cool stuff about this dude. But basically, I've been doing some ski-erg, and I've been testing the distances and doing some like half marathons and some 10Ks, and I can hold the pace. I can hold the pace. my heart rate stays below 145 beats per minute, which still is zone 2 for me. And if I hold that thing for 2 hours and 28 minutes, I'm ready. I mean, he's clearly a giant. Unless this is just a tidy little toddler, this clearly is a giant man. He obviously likes to do the ski stuff, but guys, I say we take him down. I say we take him down. He's got that soft chest hair. He's got a solid happy trail. But if anybody knows some stats about this, I'm convinced this may be a record that I'm going to go after next year. Like last year, I was trying to go after the Murph World record, hurt myself. But this is a safer record. Safe. It's right up my alley. And the damn Norwegians, they are good at what they do. Sick of this shit. Look how cute he looks in this helmet. Fuck. Stud. Yeah, supposedly this guy is just a freak when it comes to double polling. Okay, let's type in ski record. Watch this. Oh, no, I want to go videos. Let's go videos. Bjorn Diale. Yeah, 2 hours and 28 minutes and 10 seconds. That's gross. That's gross. And he said, felt good the whole time, but never quite know if you're going to get a little bit or suddenly just die. So it's hard. Well, that's setting a world record, bro. Damn it. This page has been kicking our ass today. The video won't show it to us. I'm just saying, guys, that's the goal that I'm putting out there into the sphere. If anybody wants to help me with it, I'm basically still working on my cardio block up until March. So if anybody wants to join, help me out with this thing, it could be a solid goal. It could be solid. Now, let's talk about sports. Once again, another male-dominated sport. Geniuses. Just saying, guys, we have options here. Being that I went and did a bull riding race, this right here, I just understand the entire bull culture. It's basically, they're just top of the list. And I mean, that looks like a lot of fun. And I think this guy's being, that wasn't that hard of a fall. We'll spin, a down press. I guess that was full head contact. Yeah, I was wrong. That was painful. Who is Steve No, by the way? Oh, this is another record I want to talk about. I've told you guys this many times. I tried to set the Guinness Book records for Murph and also the 200-pound marathon, and this guy gets the most electric blades stopped with his tongue in a minute, 57. I don't understand how that's a record. And he ends up on television. This guy's probably super famous in his town. Look at him. He's crying. He's so happy. He's clearly got like a bloody mouth. Like, I get it. I respect what he's doing. He's clearly getting dominated by these fans. I mean, also, I think he's cheating, guys. He's got a beard. So if you really look, he jams his beard in there first, slows it down, and then tongues the thing. Now, supposedly, this is supposed to be like a very prestigious place to hold a record. I would consider this a cheap record at best. So anybody who's watching this from the Guinness Book of World Records, if you want to meet in a parking lot and settle our problems, let's go. Just saying. If you guys want to put your goals, by the way, inside of the notes, I'm willing to criticize you guys at all times and help keep this show flowing, keep the energy high. Oh, God, there's so many good show notes for today. Some things I need you guys to know about. Oh, shit. Did I just close down that one? We have a lot of material on the GOATs. One of them is this. I say this often, but like if you guys are willing to support and sign a petition to bring the old Tiger back, these are stats on old Tiger. I can put this into the notes if everybody wants it. But basically, from 2009 to 2012, they basically saw the record for people holding the score under par. And Tiger ended up being, over those years, 70 points under par in all of his games. And the next person was 134 over par. And that's when Tiger was tearing shit up. That's when Tiger was just being Tiger. And then you guys took it away from him. You guys, with your just critics, your critiques, your supposed, like, this is how relationships are supposed to work, you tore the man apart. I mean, the guy, God dang it, I'm going to have to spin this coffee with a pen. The guy was a beast. And then all of a sudden he got caught for doing what Tiger does. And guess what? That pen's ruined. You guys ruined his game. Now we can't even watch Tiger with excitement. Yeah, but keeping it real, is that really that bad? We wanted an athlete. We wanted a champion. We wanted somebody who would inspire a generation. And he had the greatest stats of all time. And then you guys tore him pieces. Hunter, what are your thoughts on getting a running coach for High Rocks to improve your 1K splits? Is it worth it? Well, here's the thing. Let's just say that over here, let's just say that you are cooking and you're preparing a Thanksgiving meal, but there was a divider between your right hand and your left hand. And everything was supposed to come together at the right time. Like, the turkey is supposed to come together right at the right time for the stuffing and the mashed potatoes, and everything is supposed to come out at the same time. Now, the right hand is over here kind of mashing up the potatoes, working on the stuffing, all this kind of stuff, while the left hand's just kind of basting this turkey, throwing a little spit shine on that bad boy. What often happens, and I've seen this so much, is I will encounter people that want to work with me, and they already have 2 coaches, maybe even 3 coaches. And I've even done it myself. And what ends up happening is you're getting 2 worlds that are not aligned and going at the same pace, going towards one goal. This person could be this far ahead while this person's behind, so on and so forth. Often, I think having a run coach and another coach trying to build on top of a plan, it just doesn't work well. And also, a lot of running coaches aren't really focused on increasing your strength and making you better at the sport of High Rocks. What you're going to see is you're going to have a lot of, like, run coaches that are just kind of mildly broke and don't have a successful running business attack High Rocks and try to say, well, High Rocks is mostly running, so I should be the person you're listening to. When the majority of the time is, most of these people have no fucking clue what they're talking about. And they just haven't combined both worlds for a long time. So it ends up just being a huge mess. So don't trust them. Don't trust run coaches. Don't trust run coaches. By the way, guys, one of the most impressive records I've seen in such a long time. There's the beer mile, and then there's the double beer mile. This guy was running a 440 pace while taking down 8 beers in a 10:18. So just to give you guys some context, like, first of all, I barely break a 440 mile. You know, if I went all in on my running career, I would be probably a lower 4-minute mile guy, but I'm just not that. I don't have a body like this, and I focus on High Rocks. But just to give you guys some example here, we used to do this thing called case races in college, and then we used to do them after Spartan Race World Championships. And you had to finish the Spartan Race World Championships to actually compete in the case race. And it was a fucking blast. It was the best part of my whole year. We would try to take down 10 beers, and it would take us usually about 15 to 20 minutes. I mean, sometimes more, but we were exhausted after this day. We were up at altitude. There was a lot of things, so it wasn't like a perfect race. But to say that this dude took down 8 beers, which is just underneath the amount we needed to take down by 2, but he took down 8 beers while running in 10 minutes. This is a freak performance. This is like Nathan's hot dog performance. Like Joey Chestnut. Like you guys know Joey Chestnut. You guys have seen Joey Chestnut just dominating dogs. Yeah, we don't want this. But I mean, you're basically taking the skill set of Joey Chestnut, blasting down dogs, and adding this capacity where, oh my God, just wrecking Kobayashi. Can you imagine having to be Kobayashi standing here knowing that this dude's 20 dogs up on you and you still have to keep on eating dog in front of all these people? Psh. Look, he's got the belt. He's a freak. One of the reasons why I ask about the running coach is that my left knee is starting to cause me pain at about 5K into any running. I was thinking my form, my glute strength could be lacking. Nah, nah. You're probably just lifting a lot. You're not used to it. And you probably just got to work on your mobility routine. You also got to work. I am starting to get terrible tissue and damage all throughout my quads. Al Roker looks terrifying these days, by the way. He's all head, no body. Yeah, you just got to work on your fascia and just really kind of work your IT band, really got to work a bunch of things to get your tissue opened up so you can keep on running because you've just added muscle mass and a lot of tight tissue to your legs from all this lifting you're not used to. It's just changing things. Alan, how far out from High Rocks is the 20 rep back squat program most effective? 16 weeks. 16 weeks would be ideal. And then you 16 to 20 weeks out. Yep. Split squats help my knee pain when I increase my run-ins. Okay, let's keep it going. What else we got in here? Not gonna lie, this is really nothing to do with sports, but if you guys want to do something fun for Christmas, this is clearly a Christmas party. This looks like it could quite possibly be the most fun way to spend time with your family. Tio Rico seems kind of like a pervert. I don't know if I trust a guy with a name like that. But this guy's right here, add it to the roster. Oh, by the way, ping pong champ. This guy right here, I'm not going to lie, is balancing probably the biggest hog I've ever seen. This is probably one of the best moves I've seen in history. Look at that smile. That's dirty. Okay, look at this. Slam. Watch this. Under chop. The under chop is a classic move that only the greatest ping pong players can pull off. Look at that. I used to love dragging players out over the middle of the ping pong table and making them feel like a fool. Just getting disrespected in front of all your countrymen with the under chop. I'm getting a ping pong table for Christmas, and I'm going to spend literally all of my life playing it up here. Let's see what we got here. I told you guys I want to talk about the GOATs. Barry Bonds, steroids aside, watch this. Watch this. Now, this is why I think these guys get paid way too much money. Supposedly, dude, his stats are just so much higher than all these dudes that are out in the field right now. Judge, Otani, whatever, Juan DeSantos, whatever the fuck that guy's name is, and these guys are getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars. And then you got the double B coming up here and just blasting it. Whatever, dude. He was on the juice. As they all were on the juice. And that was kind of just like the unwritten secret of the game. And he was just the best at being on the juice. And now they try to say that these guys just nowadays are now because they're not on the juice. Well, listen, man, y'all suck. You guys try to tear down Barry Bonds for being a legend. He's just another GOAT. And you guys are going to have to stop with his bad attitude. Because we came here to watch sports, not watch you guys get paid and bitch about shit all the time. Barry Bonds came out, played the sport, got us pumped up. It's just it. Look at the international walk stats and records. Was this the amount of people that just got pegged with balls and stuff? Was Barry Bonds that? Nick Horror, give me some more data here, dude. You're being thin. I'm not gonna lie. It's just a fat guy blasting it on the track, and I think you guys should maybe not allow your body to hold you back. Look at this. Blast. Ronnie Coleman, guys, if anybody's looking for a good body split, I just want to put this up here. Check it out. You guys don't care about your back like that. We're at 7, 10, 13, 17, 20, 23, 27. Shit, man. 31, 35, 39 sets. And you're averaging 10 plus reps, dude. 390 reps. But for him, if you think about it, you're looking at 500 pounds on a lot of these movements. This guy's moving probably 50,000 pounds. Fuck. Per workout, 20, 30,000 pounds. You guys wish, dude. You guys wish. This is where now all of a sudden this dude's near like 1,000 pounds. This is where this dude's moving several thousand pounds per set. Leg press, dude, homeboy had well over 1,000 pounds on there all the time. When are you guys gonna man up? Jump on that Ronnie deal. Let's check out this titty. Barbell rows. I like that. This is not chest and triceps, dude. Fucking dick. Why you gotta get me all excited? Whatever. You guys saw it. You guys know the deal. By the way, since we were talking about ping pong earlier, I don't think that guy who licked the fans deserves any credit, but this dude blasting a ping pong ball with nunchucks, that's fair. That's why I still think that there are just like, these, I don't know, Eastern gurus of martial arts that probably could destroy the whole world if they wanted to. They've just been hiding. China and Sweden have been fighting in ping pong since the 80s. The biggest problem in China is more active ping pong players than we have in our population. That's probably true. Not gonna lie. You got some solid stats there. Here's just another GOAT stat. No NBA player. Look at this. Oof. Ooh. I don't understand how everyone could still think that LeBron James is potentially the best. I just was looking at it, just trying to be motivated going into the next year about the greatest players of all time in their sports. We got Tiger, Barry Bonds, Michael Jordan. Not a lot of white guys, not gonna lie. But yeah, man, some good GOAT material. By the way, it's been decided 57-43. Cristiano Ronaldo is considered the GOAT compared to Leo Messi. You guys can argue in the notes, but it's supposedly like the biggest Instagram page in the world. And they got 2 million. Oh, wait, they got just under 4 million votes, 300,000 comments. Wow, 66% of followers believe that Cristiano Ronaldo is the GOAT and had a better career than Leo Messi. I'm not going to lie. This coffee tastes like shit. God. Occasionally, I just make a terrible cup of coffee, and that one sucked. God, that's brutal. Like, painfully gross tasting. Yeah, but GOAT material. I think it's interesting. Like, I'm biased. I've been competing for such a long time that I really do think, like, obviously people like to say you're only as good as your last win. There's what I call like trends, and then there's what I call like career game changers. Like someone could win something recently and do something really well. And it's just like a trend, it's a coincidence. But then there's people that have literally just sat there and absolutely crushed. Like there was winner of the Iron Man 2024. It was Peter Lang. Peter Lang has won 3 of these things. And you got Christian Blumenfeld, and like Christian Blumenfeld's amazing, but nobody even talked about Peter Lang. And the dude has now won 3 of these things. And like he set the course record. And it's just very easy to allow people to get wrapped up in just like the conversation of sport. Is it Petter Lang? What the fuck, dude? Don't get all upset. I'll punch you in the mouth. Yeah, Patrick Lang. Sorry, I don't know. My bad. I keep on saying Peter. I don't know why I'm thinking of the word Peter. Name Peter. But in reality, it's just one of these kind of things where sport's so interesting, where it's just a conversation with all of the fans. And then you just really forget like stats are just the most important thing. It really is. It can be coincidental. Someone can have a year. One of the most impressive things, like I'll just give you guys an example. Toby Lautvine in our sport won in 2021, and then the next year won a major and has been on the podium at World Championships multiple times. Like nobody talks about him anymore, but he has an insane record. Same with Tim Winnish. Tim Winnish was like right there up against us. He had broken the world record at one point. Like he was a freak, and then all of a sudden he's just completely fallen off. Now he's on his way back up. Good for you, Tim. Happy for you, brother. But you got to pay attention to trends, and then you got to really look at like the calendar. But I don't know. I don't pay enough attention to what's going on in soccer to really give you the information. But looks like he's the GOAT for sure. Wait, what, guys? Let's watch this one more time. Give me 2 seconds here. Dude, the reaction time of that deer was sick. I like the stance too. By the way, that's why baseball is never going to really be the greatest sport. But just wanted you guys to see this. Just because you have a glove does not mean that you should be catching balls. This poor guy. I mean, that had to have crushed his skull. This was really cool, but it made me really think this is a rugby match. And it's clearly like a big rugby match because there's like pretty full in the stands and stuff like that. Look at the size of these little man boys. And then what we're going to do is we're going to look at best running backs. Oh, I built history wrong. Images. Like, you're looking at those guys, and then you look at these guys. Like, these little man boys running with the ball. Look at them. That's like a child who fell on the ground and scraped his head. And he's running around with all of his friends in the backyard, and the parents are sitting there being like, oh, that's cute. And then all of a sudden, these guys show up, and they will just shred you to pieces. Shred you to pieces. It's not even the same world. If these guys decide to pick up a rugby ball and just spend a day on the pitch with you guys, y'all be dead. Was this the bus? I don't know if this is the bus, but dude, what are you going to do when this dude's arm makes contact with you, though? Whatever, dude. Speed of play. Sai, don't act like these guys couldn't just pick up the ball and do the same speed of play. Yeah. Let's just be honest. These guys will take your soul, Sai. Couldn't be more wrong. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You guys are so delusional. I love this game. You couldn't be more wrong. I just wish it was true. It's not. Dude, if they were who they thought they were, they'd be playing American football, getting the big paychecks. But right now, it's just a bunch of toddlers. Yeah, just letting you know. Yeah, let's just do this. Saquon Barkley. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, clearly. Rugby players seem a lot stronger. I don't think so, dude. This dude will pull your spine out of your body while running past you. Look at this dude. Look at him all cheeked up. It's probably going to get me removed from the internet, but I'm telling you guys the truth. Oh, this is awesome. This drunk dude just pegged this dude with a rock. This is LA, by the way. Um, the homeless people problem in LA is so crazy. I was driving by with one of my friend's cars. He let me borrow it. And a homeless dude was just drinking a beer. And I looked at him and he just took a sip of his beer and pegged the side of my friend's truck. This was about a year ago. I thought about getting out of the car and beating the shit out of this guy, but I recognized that I would go to jail instead of him. But then there's a dent in the side of my friend's truck. So just saying, you guys got to watch out. You see somebody like this on the side of the road, like you guys got to carry stuff in your pockets when you're a cyclist and get ready to peg people down. Wow, dude. Wow. Haha, even female sevens players would whip it past NFL players. Sai, you have no judgment. You've such poor judgment. I mean, you guys still think that like half of the things that England does is so much better than the rest of the world when we know it's not true. We know it's not true. You guys are just a bunch of hecklers. We stole your culture. We defeated you guys. Then all of a sudden we created better sports. We could have taken soccer over with us if we wanted to, but we chose not to. We chose not to. We decided not to do it with rugby either. You guys need to wake up. We adapted and evolved, Cy. You poor child. I played rugby at University of Oregon and transferred the football team my sophomore year. Rugby is soft. Thank you, Colby. Thank you. I will tell you guys a story. I joined the rugby team. And when I say joined, I use that term very loosely. At our college, Rhode Island College, and then I played against Salve Regina, which was D2. They were like undefeated for 2 years straight. And I was not nearly as good as the other team, but I had no problem with zero skill getting out there and getting all the way to the point where I was scoring points. We never scored a point, to be totally honest, but I was inches away. And I was like, this didn't take that long to learn this sport and basically take the number one D2 team in the nation and just run around them. Hunter, just look up numbers rugby versus NFL. The hell kind of statement is that? Yeah. Oh, this is crazy. So this guy right here decided to do some research, and this is based off the Norwegians. Of course, the Norwegians always do things properly. But basically, they found out the Norwegians have decided that mesh-based base layers are actually more efficient at holding body heat than like a real kind of like, whatever, a sports top, like the sports top tights. And this dude didn't believe it. He went out there and tested it and ended up finding out that you conserve more energy in your core temperature using mesh tops than actually using regular tops. When I saw this, I was fascinated. This right here is insane. Like, to me, I had no clue. I'm going to go get mesh tops, and that's how I'm going to spend all my time in the woods from now on. I can't believe this is still an argument. Google, you want me to Google a bunch of rugby players? These like very rare, like one of them. The third string players for most football teams would be the best player on every rugby team. And I like rugby. I do. Yeah, Hunter. Yeah, Jay, this is all for you. The outfit is sus as fuck. I agree. I agree. This guy is sus. If this dude showed up in my backyard and was trying to give me advice about clothes, I would 100% get my gun. Yeah. Like, this is okay. We were talking about this new Juan Soto guy, about how he's not even nearly as good as Barry Bonds, and these guys inflated payments. Supposedly his contract is worth more than LeBron's and Brady's entire career combined. I just don't get it. I don't get where the math comes from, why these guys get paid so much. Like, I understand there's probably geniuses in rooms with these spreadsheets sitting there and basically being like, well, we signed this guy, the amount we're going to get on seat tickets, jersey sales, and all other kind of digital assets. It's got to be worth it. They're not stupid, but geez, like, I've never even heard of Juan Soto. I really haven't. I've heard him more recently because everyone's talking about his contract, but Barry Bonds, I'll take him any day. Also, guys, Marshawn Lynch, best quotes ever. Live by him, die by him. This guy right here on the rugby pitch, the size of his head is about 3 times the size of a rugby ball. He goes through you, your body immediately implodes. It all of a sudden like atomizes, like something similar of what you imagine when they split the atom and then the nuclear bomb goes off and your body is just turned into all of these little particles. And then what was once you is no more. That's this guy. That's an American football player. Look at the size of his head. It just goes straight down into his shoulders. You can't stop that. He's a genius. I'm not telling you what kind of gun I have. Oh, this one's good. This is why people get paid so much money in baseball. Shabam! I'm not going to lie. I've never really liked these guys right here, the umpires. So this dude just took a dome shot. Both of these people, all three people inside of that, the person who threw the ball, to the person that hit the ball, to the person that catches the ball, between the three of them, they're probably making, I don't know, 20 to 30 million dollars a year. And they all collectively put together this action. Just a cracked side dome shot, which honestly, we are now sharing and talking about on this podcast. So they deserve it because it's brought joy to the world. But are they professionals? Questionable at best. Questionable. Just saying. That's that bull riding guy. I guess I'll end on this. Going into next year, this is what I want my year to look like. This is called the Hackner Double. The probability was like 1 in something thousands that he was going to be able to hit this. And this dude, this stud right here, Mr. Steal Your Girl, comes out. Watch this move right here. Look at this slickness. Look at the mobility. Look at the stance, the beauty. Under pressure. His team backing him up. Threads the needle. Slaps it out. Keeps points on the board. That's going to be my season, guys. I'm fucking putting points on the board. It's going to be savage. It's going to be show-stopping. I'm going to be gliding around afterwards, looking fly as fuck. Just letting you guys know. Who's this person? Why are skiers so fit? The Olympic skier gold medalist, who isn't a pure runner, just ran at 222. Let's get some data on this. Fuck. Who is it? Hunter. Ooh. I know Morgan. Morgan's going to show up. I probably should call Morgan. Who's this guy, Michael? You're giving us some freaking limp stats. You're giving us limp stats. Sarah Hall, 222. These are all limp stats, bro. I'll look it up. Cross-country skiers are just so fit because they're doing more cardiovascular work than almost anybody else. They do a lot of running. They do a lot of cycling. They tend to get a lot of hours in without getting injured. They're smart dudes. Hunter, will you follow the half marathon? The Houston half. Yeah, duh. I'm going to make sure. His name's Dario Calonga. Calagna. This dude? Let's see here. Wow. That's impressive. That's crazy. Yeah. That's freakish. That's super freakish. Well, it seems like he's been doing these marathons for a bit. You can see, not the biggest guy. Definitely a runner's type body with a little bit more muscle mass. You know, if this guy went all in on marathoning, you'd probably see him be a low 210 something marathoner. He could be. You know, he's a freak, obviously. Multiple time medalist. Damn, stud. Stud. Let's see what he's got medals wise. Pooh. 4-time Olympic champion, 1-time world champion, 4-time World Cup champion. Stallion. Damn. Yeah, these guys are beasts. Look at this. He's out here on the bike riding a little bit, running a lot. God damn, dude. Dude's a stud. Dude's a stud. What do we got coming up, guys? Well, end of the year. Y'all should be crushing it. You guys should be crushing it. I am going into the woods and I'm going to go do some backpacking, enjoy myself. And I'm going to get quiet for a couple days before I get loud. Got big things coming up in Vegas. You guys know the deal with work. Basically, Builder is doing a couple really big sales right now. What the fuck? Who the shit? We are getting rid of, basically, check this out. Oh, damn. We're changing the formula on pre-power. So we're doing 40% off, and we're just getting rid of these bad boys. You guys know you want it. I absolutely love it, but I'm enhancing it. But still, some of you guys were asking about X Endurance. This would be the competitor to X Endurance. I personally use beta-alanine because it's the move. It's the best deal out there. You guys got to load it. Be smart about it. Do your research on it, but use it and use it regularly. And it's all about that incremental gain. Just keep on trying to get a percentage wherever you guys can. And that's what makes the difference. That's the reason why that guy is getting those marathon times, because they're smart. They're dedicated. They're freaking badass. Look at those nails. Fly. Also, guys, let's see what we got going on at house training today. Ooh, what's that? Training guides are back, baby. Oh, I've been telling you guys a lot. The 20-rep back squat, if you guys want to get strong, is where it's at. The rest of these bad boys, McIntyre Marathon Method, I think this one's solid. Solid. Heavy duty. We got it all, dude. Ultimate Engine, you guys know. This is the original Ultimate Engine. I absolutely love it. But you guys, we have the other Ultimate Engine coming up where it's a kind of whole group position where we're going to be working with everybody starting February 3rd. So it's going to be awesome. Check these out. We have the best coaching in the business, baby. That's the reason why you shouldn't hire a random running coach to help you out with high rocks. Don't be stupid. As far as beta-alanine, I am taking, this is the way you're supposed to do it. Beta alanine is loaded. It takes at least 2 weeks to get it going, 2 weeks to 20 days to really start having the effects. And then at that point, you're able to push the intensity to a higher level. And that's where all of a sudden the adaptations at that higher intensity are going to start to happen because you're able to buffer lactate for longer periods of time, be able to push your intensity more, and your body needs to adapt at that level. So just taking it randomly is not going to help. But if you guys have a race that's 8 to 12 weeks out, start now and you're going to see a noticeable difference. Like Vegas coming up, I've already been loading it. It's key. What I do is I take a scoop before my workout. So that's 3.2 milligrams of pre-power with beta alanine and caffeine. And then I do a half a scoop for every hour beyond that when I'm training because you want to keep on loading it because your body metabolizes it. Beyond that, guys, I'm working out twice a day for about 4 to 5 hours a day. So you're noticing you're taking a lot of it. And people, you got to understand, it's like the same way that you drink water or eat food, consume more calories if you exercise more. You need to be taking more of it because you're consuming it. Your body's consuming it as you produce energy and you guys produce the byproduct of lactate, the metabolism sugar. You are now going to all of a sudden need to have more of it in your system to bury it down and train harder. So be smart. Supposedly, if you load it with, creatine, supposedly you can get better with warm water and carbohydrates when you load it. But for me, it's not that big of a deal, guys. Any kind of water you want to take is the best kind of water you take. So get the discounts while they're hot because it's probably only going to last by the time we sell out of these things through January. And don't be lame. If I were you, I'd just buy 10 bags of them. But you guys should be ripping through about 1 to 2 bags of those a month. That's how we roll, baby. I'm out of here. You know the deal. Doug Love, see ya.